What's next? I guess I should focus on the problems with self-doubt and how you can get around it. You know, you're not gonna eliminate self-doubt because it does have its purpose, but with that, you can modify it. Self-doubt is just the ego trying to prevent you from being harmed. It's a protector that in of itself harms you, but because it's not trained correctly. The ego is like I guess like a dog, because dog's an easy thing to use as a metaphor. Dogs are phenomenal animals. They'll protect you, they'll warn you, they'll love you unconditionally. But if a dog is not trained correctly, it'll harm you, it'll bite you, it'll bite those around you, it'll ruin your house. And it's all about proper training. And we as humans think, why doesn't this dog understand what he's supposed to do? It's because we don't communicate correctly with them. And with that, the ego. Egos are deep inside us. And it's something that we had from the beginning when we were first born. And it was built out of, how we were raised or how we grew up, and it's got nothing to do with those around us. It just grew. I mean, yes, those around us, our parents and our family and our brothers and sisters and our friends, they influenced the ego that we developed. But in the end, the ego is part of us. We created this ego. And there's no fault, because you can't assign blame for anything. Yes, things happened, the ego was created, and then here you are. So you have to get away from blame and use compassion. So when the ego starts telling you where you're going to fail or how you can't possibly succeed, you have to listen to it. And from then, not engage in it, not tell it how you are going to succeed, but to listen to it, because it might have a piece of information that might help you. You have 90% of it's going to be trash. 90% of it's going to try to bring you down so you don't fail. But that 10% might be giving you a piece of information that you might be able to use to succeed. So when the ego tells you, you go to a job interview and, you're going to say, oh, there's no way I'm going to get this job. I'm not qualified. Well, from then you have to say, wait, I won't get this job because I'm not qualified, but there's a reason why they want to interview me for this position. And although I'm not qualified, let's look at the position. Let's analyze the information that's in front of me, and from there help accentuate the important parts. And then from there you have those of us who, I'm married and happily married, but let's just say when I was single and I had trouble finding dates, because I have a terrible voice or I'm not attractive. But the funny thing is, a lot of people have a similar voice to me. Hell, I find myself sounding a lot like Ray Romano. Everyone loves Raymond. I hated that guy. I found his humor terrible. That's probably why also just like my voice, because hearing it recording, I say, oh my God, it sounds like Ray Romano. But Ray Romano is a very nice guy. He actually, the reason why he succeeded because of his quirkiness and his nice guyness. And yes, he has an irritating voice, but in the end, he succeeded because he was a good person. And with that, I succeeded with finding the woman of my dreams because she found the good person in me. And, the attractiveness is For women, physical attraction is not important. It's believing in yourself and being a positive influence in their lives. And yes, people, let's just say, it's not man-woman thing, but people like to be around those who make us feel better. And even those who are in terrible relationships where they're being abused, well, something about that person, even though they are now abusing them, they made them in the beginning feel good about themselves. And the people are for some reason holding on to what made them feel good about themselves and somehow forgiving this horribleness that makes them feel bad about themselves. So at the end of the day, the most important thing you can do is be the best person you can be for you. The only person whose influence matters is you. The only person whose opinion matters is you. So when self-doubt comes, you have to listen to it and don't engage it. Don't argue with it. Don't, when it says something bad, you can't say something, that's not true. You have to listen and kind of ignore it, but take it as true, as a piece of information that has to be studied. Because 90% is garbage, but there still might be 99% is garbage. But that may be one piece of kernel truth that you have to take and go, wait, I can use this to better myself. And that's the most important thing. As long as every day we're moving further and further in how to better ourselves, we can succeed. And that's all that really matters in life, is to succeed.